That one. Right there.
That was what's,
No, that was right, just right here.
just here, okay, good.
All right, call the regular schedule, August council meeting to order. We did change the, date, but this is our, scheduled council meeting for August. We'll open up with our prayer and pledge, so we'll start off, and I'll ask, Mr. Golden, if you would lead us in prayer. We'll follow the pledge.
We bow our head. Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for this occasion. We thank you for health and strength. Thank you for waking up this morning. Thank you for having a mind to do what we're trying to do best for the city. Lord, we want to thank you for the opportunity, even looking forward to tomorrow. We want to thank you for everybody here, and we thank you for just being God. And these and other blessings we ask in darling Son, Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Place the flag with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Call the roll, Ms. Clerk.
Mr. Brown?
Here.
Mr. Golden?
Here.
Mr. Lau?
Here.
Mr. McKinney?
Here.
Ms. Miller? Here. Ms. Ray? Here. Mr. Williams? Mr. Woods?
All right. Being prep for Mr. Woods, he called me yesterday. He's out sick with COVID, so I did talk to him. That's why he's not able to be with us tonight. So we have 2 sets of minutes to approve. If there's no corrections or changes to those minutes from July, the special call council meeting, as well as the regular scheduled council meeting, is there a motion to approve those minutes?
I move that we approve them.
I have a motion by Ms. Miller, second by Ms. Ray. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carried. So I'll just tell you about all the employees. Mick is out on, at a conference, at a training, so we'll be doing verbal votes tonight. And then the department heads, for the ones that are not at training, they sick. So we got half a crew here, or had doctor's appointments. So that's where a lot of those, the rest of the department heads are. But I'll go with my report. I want to say thank you personally to everybody up here for the prayers and the calls and text messages and the loss of my uncle. Thank y'all so much for all the gifts and everything, kind words. Thank y'all so much for that. I want to let you guys know the bicentennial. I was intending to hand this around to everybody. Our bicentennial celebration is coming up in October. We done ordered a lot of little random trinkets and stuff, and I was gonna give all y'all one of those, and y'all can have those. And we'll be getting, hopefully, I think we're meeting Thursday to have everything finalized on dates and events and all that. So y'all will be sharing that. But the whole month of October, we'll be celebrating Bolivar's 200-year anniversary, birthday, bicentennial, whatever you want to
My
call it.
birthday too, so y'all can get me something.
We'll throw something in there from heaven too. But you'll be having that coming up. And also want to say thank you to the ones that was able to join us at the TML conference. Chris, Suzanne, Caroline, and Ms. McKinney enjoyed the time of fellowship and training and the classes and everything. And also thank y'all for the support and there's the incoming president of Tennessee Municipal League. So
Yeah.
looking forward to that. So that I'm sorry. Also, we'll be closed for Labor Day, September 1st. So put that on your calendars. All right. Do we have public comments?
We do, Mr. Michael Vanelli.
All right, Mr. Mike, you can come. You can come forward and address the council. And we have asked for a 3-minute limit, but I'll just trust that you're
Okay.
gonna take 3 minutes. I won't do a whole time
Okay.
and all that.
Good evening, Mayor and council members and citizens. This is tough. I've been a member of this community for 10 years. I love it here. I don't live in Bolivar, but I shop, I play, and participate in activities here. And recently I've seen some signs on some shops and markets for the sale of kratom. And I stand here before you as a grieving parent and relative. I lost 2 sons to fentanyl poisoning in 2020 and 2021. In March of this year, I had no idea what kratom was. I had a nephew in Marion, Illinois at the age of 45 that died from kratom. So you may ask, what is kratom? It is an herbal substance derived from the leaves of a Mitrogena speciosa, a plant that is native to Southeast Asia. It's sold as a supplement for energy, mood, or opioid withdrawal. But it acts on the brain like opioids, such as fentanyl, and withdrawal from it mimics opioid withdrawal. Oftentimes, people require rehab or medication, like Suboxone, just to get off of kratom, which is similar to treatment people require to come off substances like heroin. It can be purchased at gas stations, smoke shops, or through online websites. There's two that I'm aware of here in Bolivar. They advertise in their windows, and there's one in Middleton. There may be more, I'm not real sure. That's when I started getting concerned, when I started seeing it. Kratom is not approved for any medical use according to the FDA. It carries risk of addiction, toxicity, and organ damage. It is not legally marketed as a dietary supplement, but is widely sold as one. From 2014 to 2019, Poison Control Centers received over 3,500 kratom-related calls. In 2017 alone, 36 deaths were linked to kratom. In 2022, 1.9 million Americans aged 12 and older reported using it. Kratom is often marketed as a harmless herbal remedy, yet it contains psychoactive compounds that bind to opioid receptors in the brain, producing effects similar to other opioid agonists like heroin and fentanyl. Users have reported severe addiction, withdrawal symptoms, and in some cases, death. Legislative momentum. The concerns surrounding kratom are not isolated. As of May 2025, at least 22 U.S. states have introduced legislation to ban or regulate kratom. I'm sorry. This is during the current legislative session, due to increasing concerns about its safety and potential for abuse, these proposals range from outright bans to comprehensive regulatory frameworks addressing age restrictions, labeling requirements, and product safety standards. Where my nephew lived in the city of Marion, Illinois, the council there has signed a petition banning the sale. I've got the petition here with me that I'm going to leave for you all to look at. Several cities surrounding that town have also started banning the sale of kratom. All I'm asking of you today is to consider implementing an ordinance that bans the sale of kratom and kratom-containing products within our city limits. And I'm not going to stop here. I'm going to the county. I'm going to go to Paige Wiley. I'm going to go to our state legislators. I'm going to go to Congressman Kustoff. I'm going to go to Haggerty, and I'm going to go to Blackburn. My goal is to get it stopped in Tennessee, all of Tennessee. And like I said, so far 22 states have acted, but change comes at the local level. This is where it starts in Tennessee right now. Bolivar has to be the agent for change, and I just implore you to consider it. I've got some material here that I'm going to leave on kratom. And just on July 29, 2025, the FDA announced steps to restrict 7 OH opioid products threatening American consumers, and kratom is one of those products. I'm going to leave that here. Some more about kratom 7-OH and why RFK and health officials are cracking down on it. And another article on the FDA and kratom. And last but not least, the city of Marion, Illinois ordinance banning the sale of kratom in that town. Thank you very much for your time and consideration.
Thank
Welcome.
you.
Welcome.
So sorry to hear about your loss.
Thank you, I appreciate it. I've always believed that purpose of government, number one purpose is to protect our citizens. That's it. Security and protection of the citizens. So that's why I implore you today. Thank you for your time.
Yes, sir, thank you. I'll, if you leave that with her,
Okay.
just give it to me.
And, Mr. Mayor, my granddaughter loves medallion you gave her last week out in the lobby.
Yes, sir, all right.
She got it on the nightstand.
All right, first tell her I
Thank
say
y'all.
hello.
Thank y'all very much. God
Yes, sir.
bless.
I'll get this, distributed to all you guys, so you can research and read all up on it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Was that the only? Okay, standing committee reports, on the election department, VA met on the 28th, approved the bad debt write-off of $25,504.05 for the fiscal year of June 30th, 2025. Accepted a low bid of $414,995 from Birmingham Controls for the control house for the Hebron substation renovation. This is being funded by Silicon Ranch for their solar farm connection with TVA. Approve the final drawing for the new headquarters. Bid requests are to go out at the end of the year, and construction should start in March of '26. That concludes the VA report. Utilities, Mr. Tim Warner. I'll just let you guys know Jim is recovering well, and hopefully he'll be back around. I
Good,
know if anybody else don't want him back soon, I know that this guy right here is ready for him to get back.
He needs to hurry up. All right. Good evening, Mr. Mayor and Council.
Good evening.
The Utility Board met on August 6th and discussed the following. The replacement of the altitude valve at the Moss Lane water tank has been completed, and we're waiting on an altitude valve for the Lake Street water tank, and it should be in later this month. The Utility Department finished their annual fire plug flushing, and gas prices for August is 71 cents.
Thank you, Mr. Tim,
Thank you,
appreciate
Tim.
you. Next is Fire Chief Price. Everybody, I'll just let y'all know that Larry finally got it pulled up.
Hey, you right.
And the meeting is about over.
Hi, Mr. Frank.
So y'all slipped through.
I'm from
Tim.
the old school. I'm from the old school. I'm sorry.
We working with it.
Go ahead, Chief.
Good evening, Mayor, Councilman.
Good
My
evening.
report is, total fire call, we had total call 101. We had, in the city, we had 88, in the county, we had 13. 65 of them calls in the city were EMR calls. Training hour, we had 461 training hours. Smoke alarm installed was 21. Fire code inspection 26. Public relation event was 7. That is my report.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, Chief.
You guys have police and, Parks and Rec report, like I told, Chief, Jones, as, can't see it. I don't know if he wants off Tim or not, but his eyes, he couldn't get his contact out. He couldn't see out of his right eye, so, hopefully he'll be back tomorrow when he get that figured out. Mr. Ford is at the school board meeting on tonight. But I wanna let y'all know, Blossom Park, I've talked to some of you guys about it, but the park back behind Jervis, as we call it, on Blossom, I'm gonna have that on our agenda next month for discussion. We put the playground and stuff up, fence and stuff is going, but there's been back and forth about whether or not the community want, basketball goes up. I've had one group that says no, another group that says yes, just back and forth. So, if you, especially for the, council members that's on the East District, if y'all would sort of talk to the community people over there, and I'm gonna let, Mr. Gowan know that I plan to have that discussion on the agenda, September, at the September council meeting. So, just put that out in the community. I know I've talked to quite a few of y'all about it, but just wanted to let y'all know that. All right, next, street and sanitation, Mr. Mayfield.
On that special event, what is that red, white, and ball?
The fireworks show,
Yeah.
where at?
It's on Ball Police Department. Down there.
Oh, they just talking about they did security special events on the
Okay.
fireworks show.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Mayfield.
Mr. Mayor, members of council,
All right.
department heads, public, Jerry Mayfield, Bottle Street Sanitation. We had the tons taken to the landfill. Commercial was 290.42 tons. Residential was 157.69 for a total of 448.11 tons. We had 54.60 tons of brush. We continue to do our mowing, our bush hogging around where we need to be. We done a We assisted in preparing the site for West Tennessee groundbreaking for their ceremony that they had out there. We also helped with the mayor and him to prepare the site for the visit for the Watson Farm. July was the bulky month, and that's over. So that's my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Mayfield.
you, Jerry.
All right, Mr. Watkins is out of town for training, and so is, Mr. Gibbs, so I'll have their reports. And Ms. Baker, be prepared, she got sick at work today, so. Keep her in your thoughts for her. Yeah. So, might not be a bad idea. All right, moving on to old business, the second reading of ordinance 25010 to amend the official zoning map for Bolivar, 2090 Billow Road, which we call Watson property, from, forest agriculture and residential to M2 heavy industrial. So this is the public hearing, so, there a motion to, exit from executive session to public hearing?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Gray, second by Mr. Lau, in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. We're now in the public hearing section for ordinance 25010. Is there anybody here that would like to address the council? I'm sorry, I ain't got my mic on. Anybody here like to address the council on that ordinance? All right, if not, is there a motion to reconvene into executive session?
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Ray, is there a second by Mr. Gold. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Basically, it's just the final reading of that rezoning of that property out there for our industrial park. Any questions on that? If not, is there a motion to approve
I
ordinance?
make a motion.
All right, I have a motion by Mr. Lau. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Brown. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Next, we have a resolution 25011. This is to participate in the PEP, Conservative Matching Grant Program. We do this every year, and Fire Department is applying for, I think you said lights in the fire station, right? Bay, replacing the lights in the bay lights.
All the inside the living part of fire station, we got switches and stuff that can't turn lights on. We expect there to have to wait about 20, 30 minutes for the light to come on, so we're trying to get all the lights replaced in the bay and the station.
All right, so that's what that grant is for. Well, that's what we're applying for. Is there a motion to approve resolution 25011?
That motion.
Motion by Mr. Lau, second by Mr. Golden. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Next, we have Mr. Mike Miller from the Bolivar Housing Authority. Larry, we talked about that, wanted to get some updates from Mr. Mike on housing and what they're doing and how we can assist and all that, so we were able to make the schedule. He finally put his motorcycle up and come back to work with us, so. You went out of town on your bike this time, so we got you.
Yeah, I was in Seattle. Thank you.
All right, Mr.
Thank you,
Well,
Mayor.
you have the floor.
I was asked to come. I'm trying to, now, basically, give me an idea what you
Well,
want me to say.
Mr. McKenna was talking, I guess a month or so ago, we saw an announcement from Jackson Housing, how they got a big grant to do some low-income housing. I was telling him, we do apply for that funding from THDA, and I think you're on the board, but he asked if you could come and sort of just tell us
Yeah.
about Bolivar Housing and what,
Okay.
what we can
Sure,
do, if there's some
sure.
more that we can be doing to help support.
Okay. Thank you, Mayor and Council. Yes, and let's start off with Jackson. Jackson is a different animal than Bolivar, of course. They have the ability to apply for a lot of grants. I think what that project is in Jackson that they're doing now is an older thing. When they had the tornado several years ago, I mean, a couple of decades ago, they're still working off of that. And they're able to get tax credits, low-income housing tax credit funding for a lot of those properties. And that's what they applied for and got that. They're able to bring a lot of that money in simply because of, number one, they have different programs through HUD, especially. They're a direct funder of community development block grant funds. When we have to compete with the state, they get direct funding from CDBG. So a lot of that money goes to them, and they're able to utilize a lot of that money for housing. This project that they're doing now is primarily something, again, kind of coincides with the tornado where they lost a lot of units. So they have some units available. Let me see how I can explain this. When the tornado wiped out a lot of their housing, the federal government kept them in place where they are still able to get subsidy for a lot of that housing that even doesn't exist. When they develop it, then they're able to go ahead and subsidize it and get rent monies for that. That's simply because of the tornado. If the tornado hadn't come and disposed of some of their units, they would not be able to do a lot of this. They have different funding resources, CBDG grants that they control. In fact, that money goes to Jackson Housing Authority. The city allows them to have that access. Then they disperse the money based upon the city council recommendations and also what they need with their housing authority. They have a separate nonprofit organization that's connected with them that is able to go out and get that funding, tax credits, different types of things like that. And you've got to qualify for those tax credits. It is not an easy thing to do. Smaller communities have more difficulty doing it. That's why you don't see a lot in small communities. We do have one tax credit property here, which is Rains East. Of course, that came from a private developer. So you have to be a part of that game in order to kind of understand that. THDA, and that's all bond funding. And it depends upon what type of bonds you get. 9%, 4%, bank loans. All of that comes into play when you start doing that. And that's what Jackson Housing Authority has done. They've been doing that for a lot of years, so it's not something new to them. They had property that was donated to them across the street from their office. I think that's where they're building all of those units. It's going to be kind of on property that the city gave them or they've had for years. They've just been sitting there. They've been just waiting on the opportunity to go ahead and get the monies. Let's bring it to Bolivar. I'm talking about Jackson. I can't do anything with them. Several years ago, and I think if you read I just kind of did a little synopsis on what the city did for us. We were trying to get into the game. It's hard for us to get into the game, simply because we don't have the revenue sources. When you go after tax credits, it's competitive. You got people all over the state applying for those. There's a limited number. You always have more people applying than you have people who are eligible to, or tax credits that are available. It requires very good planning, requires city, county, everybody being involved with it, because there is some skin in the game that you got to put in there. It's just not money that flows from the state. There's some skin you got to put in there, and you've got to be able to understand how to manage those things. Mr. McKinney, you asked about, well, why is Jackson able to do it and we're not able to do it? Well, there are some things that we're able to do. It's going to be on a smaller scale. We're primarily going to probably have to deal with rural development. That's going to be our source for any type of additional housing. HUD's not going to fool with us very much, except through home grants. And what we were trying to do when we talked and got money from the city in 2017, what we were trying to do was become what is called a community housing development organization. We needed some money, and the city graciously gave us that money. We still got most of it. I think we spent around $3,000 trying to establish a corporation, which we had to do. Bolivar Housing Authority, as a public housing entity, can do nothing with the money that we get from HUD except use it on the buildings that we have now. We can't spend one penny building anything else. HUD will not allow it. Whatever money we get from them has to be spent on what they've already developed and what we're in now, the 119 units that we have. That's all we can spend their money on. However, we can go out and develop a subsidiary corporation, which is what we did with the money the city gave us. It's not federalized money. When we sent our pilot in to the state, to the city, and the city granted it back to us, it basically took it out of the federal realm. HUD really can't tell us what to do with that money because it's not theirs. The city gave us that money. We have it sitting over. We have it in, I think if you look at our report, it's a bank account We still got most of it. I think you gave us around 15,000. We still got around 12,000 or so. We use 1,100 of that to get another 25,000 in a lawsuit that some housing authorities in New York or somebody somewhere sued HUD. And they put us into class action. We didn't think we lost anything, but we joined the class. And then we paid $1,100 to the lawyer, and he was able to get us 24,000. So we've got that money set aside there. We didn't know if we could use it. Our auditor said, don't touch it. HUD might come back and want to reclaim it. I said, well, hey, we're not going to. So we put it in a separate bank account. So it's sitting in that bank account. So we got about 24, 25, 35, about $40,000 that we have active right now that we can utilize on something. Now what we're trying to do is figure out how we can do it. We could not become a community development housing organization because THDA manages that program. They changed the rules on us. We thought we could get some housing and rent. They said, no, you can't do that. What we want you to do is get housing and sell. But we never sold any houses. We're renters. So when they changed the rules on us, that meant we had to partner with somebody if we could find someone. Jonah, which is an organization out of Jackson, if you're going down Royal, look to your left, you see an organization sign says Jonah. That's what they do. They are a community development housing organization. There's millions of dollars in that fund that HUD has told the THDA, who manages it, this money goes toward these organizations. So if you get $100 million in home money, 15 or 20 million of that dollar is going to be set aside for these organizations. THDA has set it up in grand divisions. You know, East Tennessee gets a portion of it, Middle Tennessee gets a portion of it, West Tennessee gets a portion of it. Well, West Tennessee has always been underrepresented for several reasons, but they are underrepresented. You got them in Memphis. Memphis has some, we'll call them Chidos, just to kind of shorten the language. They've got some Chidos. Jackson has Jonah, and that's it. So they might give or appropriate $10 million or $15 million for West Tennessee. Usually, 8 or 10 of that million goes back to the state, and they are distributed to Middle and East because there's not enough representation in West Tennessee, except for Memphis and Jackson, to collect that money. So we were trying to tap into that. We haven't been able to. If we're able to connect with Jonah, do a couple of projects with him, get our experience rating up, then once we get that up, we should be able to get more money from that program. It might be a while before we do it because Jonah's not doing very much right now. Now, Southwest Tennessee Human Resources also has a part of its organization as a Chido. We might be able to talk with them about working with them on something, but see, they deal in Hardeman County and they don't want any competition if they can help it, probably. But we haven't talked with them in length. We've mentioned it, but we haven't talked with them. We still have the money available. If we don't use it according to the contract, what money is in that fund, that the city gave us, will revert back to the city. You'll get it back. So we're not going to spend it except until we can find something we can spend it on that's going to be legitimate. Now, developing affordable housing in Bolivar, you got to figure out what you want to do. Do you want to, how much money you want to put into that program? Does the city want to contribute? It's not going to be all grants. If you get a grant, it's going to probably have to be something you're going to have to put a little match to. If you're interested in tax credits, which is a different animal in itself, then we can probably work with that. But it's going to be hard to get it because you got so much competition out there. And they really look and target larger populations, because it's easier to deal with larger populations. I can fill up an apartment if I'm in Memphis. I can build 200 unit place and I get it filled. If I come here and I got to build, a 30 unit development, apartment complex, I'm gonna have, I might fill it, But it's all gotta be affordable and all of that. But, there's a, it's all kind of stuff you have to do with that. We're still working on it. But it's gonna be a difficult challenge depending on what the city wants to do. Now, if the city wants to get into the game, we can try to bring some people in to talk with you. We go to conferences all the time. They talk about tax credits. But boy, it's an animal within itself. It's tough. I could bring Mark down here. He can tell you what's going on there, or I can get him on something. He has no problem coming in and explaining how that program works. It could be beneficial because it's not gonna cost an enormous amount at the end, but it's gonna cost you something at the front end, then you have to, but you'll make it back at the end at some point. You keep those properties for 30 years. And by law, you're obligated to make them affordable. What's happening in places like Nashville, Memphis now, once those properties come out of the required 30 years, they're going to the open market. And with those people, normally what those real estate developers do, they'll develop it into an at market price. So an apartment that might have cost $500 or $600, $800 to $1,000 for rent per month might not be $2,500 for rent. So it's changing, but we got to figure out what we want to do and how we want to do it, what type of programs we want. And we really love to work with the city, and I'd like to come in and make a presentation or bring somebody in to present something to us to see exactly where we need to go and how much we really want to spend on it and how much we really need. Yeah, but any information you want, I can try to get it for you.
I appreciate it. I know we started, it's been probably about, 2017, 18, we first talked about it. And
Yeah.
Trying to get that stuff set up, and I know, remember you going, we even found some houses we talked about buying, but
Yeah.
Mr. Mike couldn't compete with that private market. By the time they got
Well,
through bidding it, he was out real early in the
that's
game.
What would really help us, and we might be able to do something more, if we were able to get something coming off the tax rolls,
Right, yeah.
and set it aside, give us the opportunity to come in, develop it, get it out for, and sell it, remodel it, do what we have to do. We can probably, if we got 40, 50,000, I think we can probably get a bank loan to kind of help us. And we'll put that under our authority, get that done. Once we have it, then we'll have that experience.
Right.
Then this other money we can tap into will be there. But if the city and the county would be willing, I think we have a different administration than the first time we went in. That administration was not very willing to work with me. But if I can get the city and the county to work with me on some property that, comes on when the tax rolls, we set it aside. You donate it to us, let us develop it, we'll sell it, and then we'll be right back trying to, we can get on
You
that.
think it would be sold like to someone for affordable housing?
Correct, what we
Somebody
would
that
end up doing,
qualifies.
right, it won't be market rate, we'd have to sell it for something affordable, and whatever, affordable. You can't, we're not talking about zero income, you got to have something to come in there. And then the other thing what they'll do, we'll send you through classes, that type of thing, and, but you still got to pay a mortgage. There's gonna be a mortgage, and we can work with THDA on the mortgage aspect, because that's what they have. So it's not we can work something, it's just, gotta figure out how
Take
we
some
wanna
time.
do it. Yeah.
Does that answer the questions for Ms. McKinney? You have anything else?
No, that's it.
Yeah, I appreciate you letting me come in. I hadn't been here. I know I'm long-winded. People ready to go. But Coach Brown, I see you yawning and ready to
Dude, thank you so much, Mr. Mike. I appreciate what you do, and I'll tell you,
go. Thank you.
I get so many compliments on what we call as projects, but our affordable housing communities on how well kept they are. And I mean, they really are, and I
We
know that's,
appreciate
good job for what you're doing and
Well, the
your
tenants make a
tenants.
big difference, and we got good tenants. Folk who live there take pride in where they are. If there's something out of line, they don't have a problem calling me at night. You need to come down there and take care of this. All right. Thank you.
so
We
much.
call the police right after this.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mike. Take care. Last thing I have is board appointments, and I want to apologize. I was out last week, so it's my fault the reason these board names are not on the appointment side. Carrie Bell was trying not to bother me, and it just slipped my mind. But I do have some. All of them are not. We'll have some more next month. But on first, and we can take these one by one, all together. It's up to y'all. Okay, so planning commission, we have 3 spots that's open, and all three of them, I would like to reappoint those three that's open. That's Miss Joyce Woods, Mr. Stephen Brooks, and Miss Latoya Todd. On the library, we have 3 openings. I do have 2. One I still haven't heard back from, but for now, the library board, Ms. Mamie Polk and Ms. Cece Hadley. On the housing authority, I did get with Mr. Mike, and he said that all of their people wanted to stay on, and he was comfortable with all of them. Mr. Robert Perm, Mr. Jesse Williams, Ms. Judy Shackelford, and Ms. Eva Reynolds. On the housing authority, on the utility department, Link Polk and Dr. Jerry Wilhite. Is the ones I have for now, and then I said I have a couple others that I haven't heard back on that we'll do next month. Is there any opposition or opposal to any of that, any other question, anything?
I'll make a motion.
Okay. Got a motion, a second, but before I ask for the vote, please, y'all, if you know some people, and I think I know Caroline Laird when we was in Chattanooga. If y'all know some people that wanna serve on boards, please send them my way, cause I would love to get some more people involved on our board appointments, okay? You volunteer,
I
son?
got somebody in mind right now.
Okay, all right, we can add her to the list. I'm assuming it's that lady right there, right? Yeah, all right, so I have a motion by Mr. Lau, second by Ms. Miller. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carried. That's all I have for tonight. Is there a motion to adjourn? Motion by Mr. McKinney, second. Second by Ms.
You had something, Mr. Miller? Oh, okay, I thought you were.
Motion second by Ms. Ray. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Thank you.